So here we go. All right, we've got our site pretty well together for our desktop version. But I want to add, another little touch here, right? These links hovers are okay, right? And then there's nothing on these, but we should put something on those. And I want to introduce a site that offers a lot of ideas that you can take advantage of. And it's right here. It's called CodePen, codepen.io. I'm happy to be on the trending page. And what's great about this site, right, if we take a quick look, it shows us, right, these great little examples. And by using the view in editor, right, it actually gives us all the code that was used to create this, right? So now this one is a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So this may not be appropriate right now, but we could, right, just copy this stuff, right, figure out this and incorporate it into our project. And that's what we're going to do with some hover effects. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go to my profile. And in here, I keep up collections, right? So you can, once you've signed up for an account, you can go ahead and start saving these examples, right, into your own favorite list of items. And I have a section called hovers. So go ahead and take a look at that. And in here, right, I've kept a bunch of hover effects that I thought were pretty neat, right, that I thought I might be able to use in some project sometime. And the effect I want to take advantage of is this one right here. When I roll over, right, I get the highlight and the line. Right, you can see it doing the draw. And I'm going to make some modifications to this. So let's just go ahead and view in the editor. Okay. All right, so I have the HTML. All right, it shows me. Right, and we have to be able to interpret what it is we're looking at to figure out if we can take advantage of this. So now up here, right, there's this thing called CSS, SCSS. SCSS is a type of, it's a way of writing CSS that's sometimes a little easier, but certainly much more like a number of other programming languages. The thing with it is that the browsers can't read SCSS, so it has to be compiled into original regular CSS code. So, all right. So anytime we see SCSS, we need to view the compiled CSS. Okay. So these are the type of rules that we're more used to seeing. All right. So when we see the little compiled, we know that we're looking at the right stuff. Okay. So we take a look, right? We've got awesome snowflakes, right? So we're interested in that one. So we're only going to be interested in stuff that's related to the title, right? We don't need to worry about this one, right? Blur container, right? That's all not essentials. So we start taking a look in here, right? And we've got the white background, and that's okay. So that's sort of setting everything in the middle. And then we've got title, display, block, margin, bottom 20 pixels. Okay. Right, we might need that. White background. Right, okay, so there's the class for white background. So it's saying inside, for anything that's a white background, anything that's the title, we're setting the color, the font size, right, the font weight, the border, the position, text decoration transition, okay. And then after, right, is another pseudo class. We're not going to really go into what that's about, but it's definitely being used. Background color, okay, that's the 95, right? It's probably the blue, right? And the bottom, content, display, left, opacity, position, height, transition, width. Okay, so this thing, right, is drawing this box for us, right? And then we've got hover, we've got focus, we've got active. So, right, pointer is setting the finger, right, from the arrow, okay. And then background, title, hover after, right, title, focus, title, okay, right. Okay, and then we get the white background, title 2. All right, so we don't need title 2. So the CSS we're interested in is going to be here. Okay, so we're going to copy that. And we're going to come back. And this code is going to end up, all right, sort of replacing our links. Okay. All right, so I'm going to add it right here. Now, if I go back to the HTML, right, it's like it's the container and then the class, right? So here we've got the container and the class, right? So we're saying find the container and then find the class within it, right? And apply these items. I'm not sure if I really need this. I'm just going to comment that out because I'm not positive that I'm actually using that. I just help keep track, right, of where I got this thing from. Okay. All right. So back to mine. So now if I take a look at my index file, I head up to my menu. Okay, so what do I got to grab onto? So I've got, right, I think I've got the nav menu here. And then inside the nav, right, because that's a container, inside, I'm going to use the A, right? So I'm going to go ahead and see if I could modify, right? So what was I grabbing? Okay, nav menu. So that's the container, right? So anything that says white background, I'm going to go. Right? And I'm copying, I'm doing Command D. And I'm selecting each of the white backgrounds. Okay, and then I'm going to Command V and paste. Okay, so I can say that. All right. Let's see. Nothing has happened yet. Okay, and then I'm gonna aim for the first one. I'm gonna change title to A. Aha. Okay. So I'm getting somewhere, right? All my A's have that. So yeah, so now I've got, so it's kind of working. Part of it is working. Well, let's go see, right? So I don't need the font size and I don't need the font weight. So that's better, right? So now I've got the lines under everything and I've got it under my button. I don't want that, so I'm going to need to get a little more specific. All right, so after my A, I'm going to add a class here. I'm going to call this menu item. And let's just see. Copy that. Paste it. All right, so now I've got it more specific, so I can use my menu item class. Let's go check. All right. So now that's got rid of that. I don't want my color to be blue. I want my color to be black. So I'll save that. All right, there we go. All right, and the hover is not really doing anything yet, but we're getting there, right? So we've gotten the style, right? This is kind of the base style added to our item, and if we transition into it, so the next thing, right? We did our first class, so now this title class needs to be changed to menu item. So we're gonna select title and go do Command D. Right, now select that one and that one and this one and this one and this one. One more, and we're gonna paste that down. Okay, and let's have a look. All right. All right. We get our over. Okay. But, you know, same thing. I don't want the blue, and I don't want the blue. Is there anything else? I think it's okay. All right. And I want, these things are not being used, so I'm just going to comment them out. All right, that's what I'm looking for. I think that looks all right. Now, I don't want the blue at all, so I think what I'm going to do, right, is this is where the opening, oh, there's a little blue left over, so missed that one. And actually, I don't actually need this. This is even better. I can just get rid of this. If I get rid of this, right, that'll hide the border on the bottom on the original. Ah, look at that. All right, that's what I'm looking for, right? And if I wanted, I could make what was my red. There it is. No, I think I like the black better. And there's my button. Great. Okay, so, right. I was able to identify from CodePen this change, and I'm just gonna give myself a little note here, right? It turns out I definitely don't need that, so I just delete that and say and give her credit. Let's save that. Okay. All right, and there we go. All right, that got worked out pretty well. So there's my little underline. Very groovy. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.